Hi, welcome to the LGBTQ review, where we look at LGBTQIA plus content. I'm James, it's Beth. Today we're going to do some TV recommendations.
Recommendation is Mrs. America, which looks at the political movement to pass the Equal Rights Amendment and the unexpected backlash by conservative activist Phyllis Schlafly in the 1970s in America. It features, I'm going to have to read this list because I won't be able to do it. Right, so it features Kate Blanchett as Phyllis Schlafly, Rose Byrne as Gloria Steinem, Uzo Abudu as Shirley Chisholm, Elizabeth Banks as Jill Ruckelshaus, Tracy Ullman as Betty Friedman, Margot Martindale, Melanie she's the aunt in Perks of Being a Wallflower. She's also in Heavenly Creatures with Kate Winslet. Not aged in the last 30 years. Yeah. And Sarah Paulson. It's just such a great cast. And it's so good.
I saw the trailer for it, and it was just like, the trailer was just like, look at this cast.
I think the first episode was a bit slow. I guess because the first episode has to introduce Phyllis Schlafly. Once it moves on to like Gloria Steinem, Shirley Chisholm that runs for president, the first black woman to run for president. All that stuff is so interesting, and I think the TV show is really good because it like gives motivations. So it takes, because it's been a long time since the 70s. Hot take. Lots of people have written about lots of different things. So it takes all the stuff that they know about everyone. And it gives all these different people motivations. So then you see everybody's motivations, and it's really interesting. It's interesting for now because you can see how these feminists at the beginning of the movement sort of fall by the sides as the movement carries on going, because they're like still stuck in certain ways and things. I think it's really interesting with Tracy Ullman's character. Everybody just loves Gloria Steinem because she's hot, and it's great. It's so good. I think I might have set feminism back a bit by saying everybody loves Gloria Steinem because she's hot.
My next recommendation is a cartoon on Netflix. She-Ra is being really good so far. I've not watched all of it, and I have friends who are like watched all of it and like say it just gets better and better and better, and has some really good queer representation. So I'm excited for that.
My next recommendation is Little Fires Everywhere, which is on Amazon and was made by Reese Witherspoon's production company. It is based on the book Little Fires Everywhere, which I have read and I really enjoyed, but I think the TV show is a really good example of taking an original idea and building on it and making it more interesting and relevant. It stars Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. In the book, the two main matriarchal figures are both white, and then in the show, obviously Kerry Washington is black, which brings in loads of very interesting dynamics between the two families in 90s Shaker Heights, Ohio. It's a lot about class. Like, the book is just class-based, really. And then the show is class and race-based. And it's really interesting, and it's got like all the generational stuff. The show is much gayer than the book, and there's lots of like angsty, queer teen violin playing that I really enjoyed.
My next recommendation is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is on Channel 4 now, as well as Angel just could put on there as well. You've got to wait a while for the representation in Buffy as well. So, and plus it's like 20 years old. So.
Yeah, but with Buffy, it's like the whole thing can be read as like a metaphor. Well, no, it can't not be read, I don't think. It's very like hammy, and it's her coming out to her mum and her mum being like, okay.
Have you tried not being a Slayer? It's all, yeah. Lots of stuff like that, which is really, really great. Yeah, and then Willow, Slayer, relationships, good stuff in there. Sometimes not so good. But also, we just both rewatched this series in the last couple of months.
I just watched it.
For the first time, yeah.
So my next recommendation is May I Destroy You on BBC One, which is Michaela Cole's epic exploration of consent in all its different forms and from every different angle, which is a big thing to say and can't possibly be true, can it? But from like a lot of different angles. It's so good. I think everybody should watch it. I think they should show it in schools. That's what I think. But, you know, I'm not in charge of schools, so what are you going to do? There's some like queer consent stuff in there as well. Like, her best friend is a gay man, and he has an encounter with a man from Grindr that he didn't give consent for, and that like messes him up for a bit, so he sleeps with a woman, and she turns out to be not the best. She says some problematic things, and then he is like, whoa, he says that he's gay, and then she's like, you're gay? That's like, you've slept with me under false pretenses. And it's really interesting to see how that works out. Actually, it's so good.
I've not watched.
Everybody should just watch it. It's incredible. My last suggestion is Ghosts on BBC. Series 2 just came out. Finished it yesterday. The premise is there's this young couple, and she inherits an old country house. Well, they want to sell it, but they can't because it's like falling apart. Anyway, and then she has an accident and hits her head, and she can see all the ghosts that are in there. And it's really good. So there's like a Tory minister who died having an affair, so he hasn't got any trousers on. And there's like the old posh woman of the house, like a village woman that was burnt at the stake. Lolly Adefope plays a girl in the body of a woman. I don't know how to describe it. Like a teenage girl, but like a woman. I don't know what era it is, but with the big hats and feathers and things. And then there's like a World War II army guy, actually it could be World War One, and a scout leader who accidentally got shot through the neck with an arrow. He's a really funny character. And like a poet that gets shot in a duel, and I think that's all. Oh, and like a caveman as well. Yeah, so the first series is like a bit gay, and then the second series is more gay, but it's like that kind of safe, subversive, like The Vicar of Dibley. And you can see it coming, I think, in the second series. And then, but when it happens, it's still really nice. It's just so nice. It's like genuinely lovely.
So those were our recommendations for TV. If you have any, let us know. And yeah, we will do some more videos like these soon. You can follow us at LGBTQ_review on Twitter, and like and subscribe if you choose. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
And Killing Eve, that's still gay. Cool. Oh my god, and Strictly! But Strictly Come Dancing has got the first same-sex partnering with, oh my god, I've forgotten her name because it's been a week. Nicola, the boxer? Oh, I can't believe I can't remember her name. I'm really happy about it. I was happier about it before I heard some like old ladies being like, it's terrible, it shouldn't be allowed. But hopefully I'll have forgotten about that in 40 years' time, so...